Okay, let me show you a voice attack now. This is a really cool program. I can set any commands to any voice phrases or any voice commands to any kind of like actual actions that I want the computer to take, whether it be mouse presses, mouse movements, mouse buttons, keyboard presses, keyboard combinations, or whole sequences of all those things. So I'll just show you some examples. I can do stuff like go to South Park, go to TV shows, go to movies, go to Breaking Bad, go to Game of Thrones. Let's see. Open Task Manager. Close window. Close 5 windows. That should have worked. Close 5 windows. I have my settings. I can change that actually. I know what the problem is. No, I don't know what the problem is. Either way, that's not neither here nor there. Okay, never mind. So, how do I do something like that? In the case of, let's say, I'll do the go-tos. Those are nice and easy. Go to Band of Brothers. I type in what I want to say to activate this command. I can also add key presses like keyboard combinations. I can just hold down like left control, left alt, and G. That, if I want that to be, I'm going to cancel because I don't really need that to be. I don't need a shortcut for that. And then I choose. This is where you input the commands that you want to execute. You can do key presses, just like that screen that just popped up. You can choose for how long you want to hold down the buttons. If you want to like hold it down when you say something, you could be like, I have stuff like hold left control, and then it'll hold left control for as long as forever until I say release left control. Now left control is released. Anyway, I'm not going to mess with that, but other things you can do is there's a whole bunch of other stuff, and one of the things is to run an application. So this is something like I can say run Google Chrome, go to Google Chrome. Yeah, see, something like that, and I would just navigate to where Google Chrome is in my files here, which would be in here, and I would just select the executable for Google Chrome, and that's it right there. Or any other program or folder for that matter, or file in a folder. But in this case, I want to, say I wanted to open Band of Brothers. I'd go to my videos, wherever Band of Brothers is, Band of Brothers, and I would just open. Or maybe I would just copy this text as address, or the address as text, the address meaning from this location bar here, and I could just cancel that, and I would just paste that address right into this bar, and then I test it, and boom, see, it takes it right to that thing. But that's already inputted, so I don't need to change anything. That's just a quick example of how that works. Now, I could do other stuff like play videos or movies. I have some stuff put in there. Let's see what I got in there. We're on the play. I got a lot of commands. Say play Talking Heads Sphere of Music. Volume up 50. Forward 2 tracks. Forward 5 tracks. Back 2 tracks. Unpause. Stuff like that. But now we want to do something. We want to make a nice command so that you can get right into here and do your DHCP stuff without having to do all these clicks and do this every single time. So right now, as you can see, my Ethernet adapters are set up statically. These are addresses. I like to use static addresses because this sometimes, because that means basically your computer is always at the same address. So if, say I'm using it as my server, that means every other computer in the house would always know how to find it because it's on the same address all the time. But you don't have that same kind of, I don't have that luxury when I'm using private internet access, because that automatically changes my IP address like we talked about earlier. So I want to obviously go back to DHCP. So I have settings to do that, and I'll just show you what it looks like when you get everything going right. Enable DHCP on both adapters. And now it's going to go through to both adapters, and it's going to enable. It's going to close out those windows, open up for Ethernet 2, go in there, boom, 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 done. And just like that, my settings are back on to DHCP. So let me show you how I did that. Or I'll create a new profile. What am I doing? I want to create a new profile. Create a new profile. Call it test. And let's start by, the first thing we want to do is create a command just to open up the network connections, just to get to this window here, your network adapter settings. Remember, these are your network adapters. So the command will be go to network adapters. Network adapters. If I could spell. Yeah. And I'll add other ways we can say it. The semicolon indicates that I'm adding another phrase, another way to say the same thing, to execute the same command. And this one will be, in case I forget exactly how to say it, it'll be go to network adapter settings. How about that? Okay, so there's a couple different ways I can say it now. I'm going to leave the description and categories blank right now. But this is where now you input the commands that you want to execute. It says, when this command executes, do the following sequence. And I can add key presses, mouse movements, pauses between actions, record a whole bunch of stuff that I type in, like, I can boom, 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 add all that. I'm not going to. This time I'm going to, instead of run an application, I am going to, do nothing. Oh yeah, I'm going to run an application. And I'm going to choose this desktop shortcut, which I have located. Let me show you. I have it located in my D drive in this fences folder under control panel stuff. And let me show you how I got that there, or why I did this here. And it's still showing up on the desktop here. Move all this crap out of the way. Let me just do this first, and I'll show you after. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a certain, it's just a peculiarity with these control panel shortcuts. They can't be. It's just the same thing with folders. You've got to copy the address as text, cancel out of here, paste, and then I'm going to put a backslash to indicate that I'm going down to this control panel subfolder, and we're going to go to the, what was the name of the thing? It was network. You know what? I don't even remember exactly how it was spelled, so I'm going to go back to the actual folder and just copy the name of the program. Where the heck was it? Fences, control panel. Copy. Paste it right on there. There it is. Test it, and it pops up. That's the window we're looking for. I don't want it to open up full screen. Okay, so that's good. And this command is set. In fact, I'll add, like I said, you can have it execute the command when you say something, but you can also have it execute a command when you assign key presses. So you don't need the actual the microphone. You can just do it with keyboard shortcuts. which is nice. So I'm going to make this left alt, left or right alt, right control, and N for network adapters. Okay, that's in there. I'm going to test it. How do I test it? What was it? It was go to network adapter settings, and that works. So let's see. We're going to pretend the Ethernet here is your adapter. Oh, we'll pretend the Ethernet 2 is your adapter because it's the first one there. So remember, now that we're here, we want to go into here and get to this spot. This is the next one we want to get to. Get to here really quickly, where you can enter it manually, or you can. I'll show you how to. We'll automate this further after that. So what is it that we have to do to get there? Once that's opened up, I'm going to hit down on the D-pad once, and we're not actually highlighted on this thing like we want to be. We're still highlighted on this, kind of. So hit down twice, and then we're highlighted on Ethernet 2, which is the adapter we're dealing with today, that we're going to pretend is yours. So then I hit enter to get to this next screen. I hit tab once to highlight properties down here. Hit enter again. Go down, 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 down. Apparently it doesn't matter how many times it's pressed down. As long as I get here, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I had at least 6 downs right here. And then it's tab, tab, enter on properties, and here we are. So that's what we want to get to. Close 2 windows. Oh, I guess right, it's not. I don't have that set up on this profile yet. Actually, I can give a backdoor to all my stuff right now. I'm going to do that so that I can still use my profile in the background. Done. Close window. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so now we got to go back to that command we were putting in and enter a new one. This was now go to IPv4 settings. And the first command that let's give it a key press. This is right. I'll do the one that's right next to N. Left alt or right alt, right control B. That's right next to N. Easy to remember. Or you can make it whatever you want. And I'm going to choose not to run an application this time, but to execute another command, something we've already created, and just go to network adapters. So we're going to have it go right to network adapters, and then from there, I'm going to add a pause. I guess 100 mils. I'm going to make it a half a second just to be safe. Give it lots of time for this command to the right window to pop up, and then we're going to. Let's see, what was the key presses we needed to add? Down twice, then enter, then a tab, then an enter, then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to add 3 more, and an extra one, just to make sure, because it doesn't matter how many extra, that doesn't affect anything at this point. Then there was 2 tabs, and then an enter, and I think that was the end of that. And that will get us to IPv4 settings, I hope. Let's test it. Go to IPv4 settings. So far, so good. Not good enough. I need another down in there at least. One more down. Some of those downs were just happening too fast for Windows to recognize, I guess. I'm going to go back and edit that command. Let's see, where is it here? This is all the downs here. First things first, I'm going to add a little extra time here. I'll give it a quarter of a second between that enter and then the first down. That might be why it's not registering. And just to be safe, we'll add 2 more downs. I'm going to copy those 2 downs, paste them right here, and then just added 2 more. Try it again. And close this out, because that's got to be closed out for it to work properly. Go to network. Oh, that's not what it was. It was go to IPv4 settings. Very, very good. And there we are. That's what we want. And so the next step is to create one final command, which will be enable DHCP on your network adapter. So let's say call it enable DHCP on network adapter. And give that one the other button next to N. Right control, right alt M. And now this command, what are we going to do here? We're going to start off right where we finished the last command. What was it? Oh yeah, execute another command. Go to IPv4 settings. Yep, that's the one. That'll take us right to those IPv4 settings that we just finished. I'm going to add another pause it here. 100 milliseconds before we start anything else. And then what do we need to do from there? Let's go to IPv4 settings. Go to IPv4 settings. So this is where we'll be at this point. Okay, so this is the state that it'll be in when you're having problems, because there'll be an address entered here and something entered here or not entered here, but these two will be in this state, and this thing will be highlighted. So what you need to do is hit up on the up arrow, tab, to get down to the, well, I think it hit, oh, let's just try it again here. Up arrow, one tab, just to highlight this thing down here. Up arrow again, tab, tab, and then now OK is, well, OK was highlighted. I don't know. I think oh, it's because I'm saying tab, because I have it set up to, when I say tab, it will tab. Tab. See? So anyway, it was, how many tabs was it again? It would have been here, it would have been tab, tab. So 2 tabs and enter. And that would be all we needed to enable DHCP. So what was that again? See how well my brain is working. Not well. Oh, okay, it was really easy. It was just up, tab, tab, enter. And that will do what we need. So here's one. I'm going to, first let me screw up that adapter so we can enable DHCP on it. I have, oops, uh-oh. Stop commands. Configure static IP on Ethernet 1. Stop commands. I forgot working with Ethernet 2. Configure static IP on Ethernet 2. These are my own commands. This is not something we just made up. Let's see how I have all that programmed in. I'll do that automatically. Uh-oh. I got problems here. Something's wrong. My settings. No. Okay, well, whatever. It worked. So now I'm going to test the one we just made. Which was what? It was enable DHCP on network adapter. Done. See, just like that, it was done. And see, now afterwards we have 3 boxes left open. 1, 2, 3. But you might not know this. One of the keyboard combinations to quickly close a window is you press left alt and F4, probably right alt as well. But left alt, F4, and it closes the window. So let me just create one more command for closing windows quickly. Let's call it alt F4, or close window, and also exit window if you want to say it that way. Alright. Key press for this is alt F4, as I said. That's all good. And Okay, so that's now in there. And I'm going to add that onto the end of this. I'm going to add 3 of those on the end of this command we just made, so that it will close those 3 windows, and it'll go right back to whatever you were doing before you gave the command. It's nice and neat that way. I like it. And we'll add a 100 millisecond pause after the enter, and then we'll close 3 windows. And we do that by going to other, execute another command, and it's going to be this close window command. Click OK. I'm going to add 2 more of those, so I'm going to copy and paste. I have the keyboard shortcuts for pasting, or actually I have a button on my mouse for pasting and copying, so I can copy and paste really fast. Okay. So let's see how that works now. Let me just screw it up again. Configure static IP and Ethernet 2. Oh yeah, when this part finishes, it will have to close out and come back and do this again, because I have this weird issue. Stop commands. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, it still worked. Okay, let's try the command we just finished. Enable DHCP on network adapter. So now it does all this and closes the windows, and we're back to normal. So that's beautiful.